Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat. 51 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
First down, and it's Pollard again. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 23, here's a 2nd and 7. On the draw, it's Pollard. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 62 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. When we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And guys, man, it's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Texans are on the board first here in Vegas. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Throwing, Duggan. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
2 yards on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd and 3. You look at the defense for these Texans. They were excellent a week ago in that victory over the Colts.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers, takeaways they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way. They'll
fake the jet sweep there. Instead, hand to Jacobs up the middle. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The Raiders at 3-4 on the year coming into play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Duggan. He finds his man, complete. That's Bird. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Duggan. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Down the sideline he goes. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend. But another ball up for grabs here. And this one is intercepted. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football. And hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
70, let's go.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Tony Pollard, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after try forthcoming. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack. and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. 21-0 our score after 1. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback. Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. Duggan now to throw. That is caught. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Texans will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Ready.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans continue to pull away here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Raiders. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. And they'll accept that penalty. Well, it is still a lopsided score, so they're going to try a second quarter onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans hands team recovers. What a second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
To the 43, second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Gonna run again here with Pollard. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's on his way. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, well, we look at the defense. They came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Raiders are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Here's Duggan to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
It's 2nd and inches at the 26-yard line.
Here we go. Track at 60.
They'll send the tight end in motion left.
Duggan will look to throw this.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. In motion, Hill.
Duggan looking to throw.
And he's got his big wide receiver complete. That one goes for 24 yards.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll swing this complete out to Hill. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. From the 27,
Duggan.
he finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Off the play fake, Dugan. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's brought down. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. A final shot before break. Dugan to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Let's go now.
Gets it out quickly here to the left flat. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this 3rd quarter of action. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they'll have this all the way out to the 50-yard line. Excellent field position.
And while we weren't quite there yet, you had to start to wonder if there's going to be any life left in this team. And that big return, that could be the exact spark to get them right back into this game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Duggan.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the 2nd half.
That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets them down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
He'll try again.
And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Raiders are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
Now the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion. But still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do. And don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Well, that's true. You've said that before. Well, I guess they felt like they needed something to get them going. Maybe you wait for this type of a play, but they try the onside kick, and it works.
I'm starting to wonder if the analytics coach is starting to get involved in the football nowadays. When you see this type of play made, this type of a risk taken, sometimes there's a different influences going into the head coach's ear.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play. And sometimes it can break big.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get in the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
In motion comes the tight end left. From the 38, Duggan. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Talk about angling that one perfectly, partner. We know the ball can bounce anywhere, especially how it's shaped. But that one, as if on cue, goes out of bounds perfectly.
Perfect indeed, right at the 1-yard line. Excellent coffin corner punt. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
Stroud from his own end zone. Swinging this out for Pollard. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. In motion, Hill. They go play action here on 1st down. So right, and that's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. No gain on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And this Texans defense stands tall. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, the teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
That'll go for a gain of 7, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Option play, here's Pollard. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. Out of the gun to give to Pollard. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 109 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. And they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 25. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Stroud. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
You see them communicating after that play. They both know that they missed a shot for a touchdown on that throw.
Back to the ground with Pierce. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. On 1st down, Dugan eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Running right, it's Pollard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Stroud looking to change the play. Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
Here's Pollard again. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. Pollard will take it up the gut. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it. Oh, he fakes a spike, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Raider D, they get the football back. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Throwing to start the drive. Dugan. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
And now look at this, big gain, but a fumble, and the Texans scoop it. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road That band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
2nd and 11.
Buffalo 18.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
Come on, come on.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup.
Let's go now.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was a game where they were off and running in the 1st quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for the Texans,
They run their mark to 6-2 on the year.